Hey friends and viewers, welcome to my first ever Monster Hunter World video. I decided to postpone making content for this game until I reached high rank because I just figured that the interwebs would be totally overpopulated with like Monster Hunter World campaign and low rank stuff, etc. I mean, it's probably like millions of people YouTubing about the high rank Monster Hunter stuff right now because this game has just gone totally mainstream. It's like the new Call of Duty, which honestly I wasn't expecting. I played this game a little bit in beta, and I actually made quite a number of Monster Hunter videos back in the day for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. I tried my hand at Monster Hunter 4 too, and I didn't really like it on the 3DS very much, especially not capturing video on the 3DS. That was kind of a pain in the ass and not really worth the time. But, you know, this is kind of the game that I've been waiting for. Now, personally, I think that Monster Hunter content and just the game in general is a lot better in co-op. I think this is probably the best co-op game that's come out in the past couple years. And arguably the Monster Hunter franchise is one of the best, if not the best, multiplayer games available. So I will be recording with some friends and posting some multiplayer content, but I figured, you know, for the first time posting gaming in a while, I would do it solo. So today I'm trying to find a new monster that's new to this Monster Hunter World game, and he's native to this area, I believe. I don't know what he is, but I'm on a side quest to hunt a Rathian, who's a Wyvern class dragon type beast, and I know that she's hypersensitive to thunder. So I brought my thunder bow. I think this is called. Damn, what is it called? I got it from hunting the Tobikadachi, and it's level 3. Damn, what does it say? Oh gee, I don't know. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it either. Maybe it's an equipment info. There it is, the Pulsar Bow 3. And you can see this got 210 elemental damage. It's not very sharp. Well, sharpness isn't really a factor with the arrows. And its base damage is not bad either. It has a bonus to paralytic coating, or commonly referred to as paracoating. So you guys that haven't played a lot of Monster Hunter, or, you know, just finding this video because you're following my channel or whatever, you probably don't know about elemental damage. It's pretty similar to Pokemon, actually. I wouldn't say that, like, a good example is in the Pokemon world, water type Pokemon are sensitive to electricity, which when you really break it down and think about it, doesn't make a lot of sense. The Monster Hunter version makes a lot more sense, which is that electric type monsters, or monsters who conduct electricity, are sensitive to water, because water itself is a conduit, and if you're drenched in water and you've got electricity flowing through your body or on your body, then well, it's going to be very different and difficult to control. So for example, when you hunt a Tobikadachi, which is the electric squirrel snake, really awesome design, he gets owned by the water element. And the Rathian, who's a flying scaled reptile, she gets owned by the thunder, which does make sense, I think. But that is also like Pokemon. So there are some similarities. Now you can choose to go for raw damage in Monster Hunter, just like straight base damage, and own all the monsters the same. Or you can build a bunch of elemental weapons and use elemental damage against monsters, and you actually deal higher damage overall if you're matching up the right element to the right targets. But in Monster Hunter World in particular, when you go to hunt one monster, I mean, you're most likely gonna get interference from other types, and it's not common that you're gonna encounter multiple monsters that are all weak to the same type of element, if that makes sense. I'm going to just assume that the people that are finding this video are Ground Zero noob, though I'm sure that there are many of you that have played Monster Hunter as much as, or as more as me, past games. And this is all kind of redundant for you. But yeah, I would just like to kind of foster a Monster Hunter audience that is very beginner friendly. I don't know how long I'm going to be playing this game. I have been playing it super hard. I will admit I've gotten kind of addicted to it. I haven't played a game this hard since probably Monster Hunter, or excuse me, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, I played this game for like 2 days straight, and my eyes got all bloodshot, and I was definitely concerned about that, but it's not going to stop me from playing. So here we are with my first official high rank quest, I think, and we see that that is an Anjanath, and we don't want to fight him. We're looking for a monster that I haven't seen before, and he's supposed to be kind of following the Rathian around. At least that's what my main quest storyline has said. So I'm currently just trying to track that creature, and I have sights on the Anjanath. I'm just going to try to avoid him, I think, throughout this entire quest. I'm not sure if I'll have enough time to hunt the Anjanath as well as whatever else I'm going after. For those of you guys that have been watching my channel for a while, you may have noticed I posted some non-gaming stuff, like really intellectual type of content. There's a long story behind all that stuff, but to give you guys a short explanation of what's going on here on the Hengist channel, basically YouTube sent me an email last month telling me that they're going to throw my channel in the garbage bin, more or less, because it's not active. And so I figured, damn, I really don't want that to happen, because I've been YouTubing on this channel since like 2007. And you think about it, I was like 19, even younger than that when I started. My whole life, or a significant portion of my life, is actually documented on YouTube, which is super interesting. I think, you know, my generation is kind of the first generation to do that.
We're doing good.
And I don't want this channel to just kind of fade away into nothing. So I decided to start posting gaming again because, you know, I try to tell myself all these things like, oh, you can come up with better ways to spend your time than playing games, more important things to do, all this shit. But the fact remains, I'm still gaming every day, pretty much. Oh crap, that Anjanath is headed right toward me. And so if I'm playing games every day, I might as well do something that I'm passionate about in addition to just playing games. And for me, that's creating content. Since I started making gaming content, dude, the YouTube has just exploded. YouTube gaming. Yeah, I've been doing it for close to 10 years now, on and off, and the industry, if you could call it that, has just totally been transformed. And it's totally commonplace now. You know, I remember telling people, yeah, I just make gaming videos on YouTube like 5 years ago, and it was just this abstract thing. Like, what are you talking about? People actually watch you play video games on YouTube or on live streams? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's actually really popular. And now everybody, it's just totally normal. It's not considered taboo at all. So I don't know where the Rathian is. I'm definitely picking up some tracks from a monster I haven't seen before. Haven't encountered him. Pretty much every monster, or most of them I've faced up until this point, are monsters that were added to Monster Hunter World. So that's been pretty exciting. There's been some really creative stuff. My favorite thing about Monster Hunter has always been the creativity with the design of the creatures. You know, they say that the dev team actually goes to zoos and into the wilderness to study animals in their native habitat and their appearance, their behavior, kind of their role in the ecosystem. And that's something that Monster Hunter has done very well. And it's really interesting when you get creatures like the Tobikadachi, for example, which is a cross between a cobra and a squirrel. And he also conducts electricity, and he uses electricity to fight. I mean, it's just so creative to me. Like, that stance, I haven't posted a video of the Tobikadachi yet, but you know how when you go near a bush, like too close to a cobra's bush, and he just like gets all erect and defensive. He's like, hey, what are you doing here? Don't make me bite you. And his, you know, his crown comes out. There's that pose combined with the squirrel, the territorial defensive squirrel. It's like some other squirrel just came into his territory and he gets all upset and ready to fight. The Tobi Kadachi does that, except both the snake and the squirrel poses at the same time, and the animations are just awesome. I don't know. I'm very impressed with Monster Hunter World so far. I'm not getting paid to promote it or anything, but if you guys are questioning whether or not Monster Hunter World is worth $60, I would say more easily than any other game I've played in the past couple of years, I would say this game is worth $60. Just because of the amount of content that's in it and the amount of originality. I mean, I definitely have complaints about it. I'm not really going to talk about that in the videos. Like right now, you can see that we're just kind of tracking for a long period of time, longer than I would like, but at least it's a good time for me to kind of converse with you guys on a more personal level while I'm hunting down this Rathian, whom I just found, by the way. But overall, I mean, this game is amazing, and I really, really like it. So hence why I'm making YouTube videos again, now starting with Monster Hunter World. So there we just found our Rathian. Now up until this point, oops, I didn't mean to fire right there. I have only been using the bow. The bow was my specialty in past Monster Hunter games, and I kind of needed to catch up to the other content creators, so I've only really used the bow up until this point, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because the weapons are all meant to be balanced, and this really just makes me a bow specialist. So I'm actually in a position to teach the bow a little bit. I kind of regret letting that Rathian get away from me just now, but I wanted to explain my thought process in my weapon before I actually opened on her. She's going to fly away. Now, from what I've gathered in my main quest, I'm supposed to follow the Rathian because there's some other monster that I'm meant to encounter. And so I've just picked my Thunderbow because I intend to hunt this Rathian and whatever other beasts await that is not the Anjanath, because frankly, I've had enough Anjanath so far. This Rathian is moving all throughout this ancient forest, and it's even harder to navigate this damn maze of a forest when it's nighttime, and I don't think we have any control over when we can decide to deploy in these worlds. Either, it's just like random what time of day it is. So I don't think there's any advantage to hunting at night. Don't think the ecosystem changes or the monster behavior, any of that. It's just kind of harder to see, and there's less vibrancy in the environment. But I think that the sun actually will come up throughout the course of this mission. So we probably spent, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes hunting now, or tracking, which means that I need to get my act together and actually start harming this Rathian. Just gotta reset my camera. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Now, I do have the element of surprise. I'm not going to use my ghillie mantle to open on her, but I am going to open with close range coating and a penetrating round. And I'm actually going to aim for the tail. I didn't really hit it right there, more the body. I got both wings. The reason I'm going to aim for the tail is because it's kind of the only way to get the wyvern tails usually is by cutting it. In past games, it's been, oh damn, it's been more difficult to cut tails with bows than other weapons. And in this game, I feel like the bow might even be one of the easier weapons to tail chop with, which is surprising. Maybe unexpected. It's because you got, like, I'll show you. It's the weapon, or it's the attack I opened with, the penetrating shot. This is just like a cannon. Oh my god. Okay, thank you, Figgy, for the save right there. I was trying to show you the penetrating shot. One thing I neglected to mention is that usually when you first encounter a Rathian or any monster, they're going to be most energetic when you first find them, because they're full energy, you haven't beaten them up at all, and they're also quite likely to enrage, especially at the higher ranks right when you find them. So this is really the time to be evading the monster until she gets tired. And not be charging up your super attacks while she's getting ready to flame breath you. So bad advice, or bad demonstration on my part right there. I'm just going to try to just dodge her, and when she focuses on my cat, my Palico, it's a good time for me to go in. But mostly I just want to wait for her to calm down. When she's really enraged and really energetic like she is right now, sometimes you want to give her the flash, sometimes you want to run away to a different zone or use a ghillie mantle to reset her. But it's actually best if you just dodge her and get in little shots when you can. So these little volleys that I'm doing, you'll probably notice that they're really effective for this strategy of just kiting her around, because I can just kind of put them up wherever and she'll eventually walk into them. I'm just going to get my stamina all the way up here because using the bow is super demanding of your stamina. It's actually quite difficult. Monster Hunter is a difficult game, believe it or not. Dark Souls gets the reputation of being like really high skill, you know, not noob friendly type of game. I would say Monster Hunter is even significantly more difficult than Dark Souls if you're playing at the higher levels, which is really just once you progress toward the end game. I'm probably like mid game, I don't know. They're gonna release hella DLCs for this game, I'm sure, and they're gonna make a lot of money doing so. All they gotta do is release like a new monster and a new zone, and everyone's gonna buy that shit because this game is so popular right now. I'm happy for Capcom. I mean, Monster Hunter is a great game, and it deserves the attention that it's getting. It's just a little weird for me because making content for Monster Hunter before was always like underground, you know? So I just spotted the Rathalos nearby. I definitely don't want to interfere, or don't want him to interfere, unless he wants to beat up on the Rathian for me, which I really don't think he's going to do, because Rathalos is, he's supposedly the mate of the Rathian. They don't really fight each other. They're far more likely to join forces against you when you encounter the both of them at the same time. So we definitely want to avoid that confrontation. I think these question mark scales are probably the Rathalos, unless my game already counts me as having sighted him. Wow, my bag is already full. I guess we are not going to gather any more items, new items in this mission. No, thank you. I was trying to gather that scratch mark. It may not have looked like I did a lot of damage to the Rathian back there. I didn't really. But I am dealing the thunder damage, which is super effective against her. So she's definitely feeling a little bit winded after that encounter. Is that her? Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and track this Rathian because regardless of what happens with the rest of this quest, I do want to down her because I want those parts to craft like a poison bow. I'm not really sure what weapons are available from her, but at the very least, I can make new armor. Maybe my first real armor set from Rathian. Because right now I'm just totally mismatched. So I should be getting like plus items, like Rathian Scale Plus or Rathian Spike Plus, Rathian Plate, all the high rank stuff that I'm going to need going forward in the game to progress. I'd like to hunt every creature in this game, maybe even try to hunt them super fast as like a display of skill. I don't know. We'll see how far it goes. But long term, I don't know that I'll be playing or posting much Monster Hunter solo because frankly, I just think the game is a lot more entertaining when it's cooperative, like 3 or 4 hunters. But you guys can tell me if you like this kind of conversation. I really should be focusing more on actually hunting the Rathian because it is kind of difficult, especially considering this is my first high rank quest and I'm a little bit under geared, I think. So these volleys I'm doing, whoop, watch out. You might notice how they kind of sparkle and make that clinging sound when they hit the head. That's not just Rathian, that's every monster. And that's because these volleys, what they're designed to do is not really deal damage, but stun. And so if you just kind of plug away at her head with these volleys, I'm not really sure what they call them. Arc shot is officially the name. I like volley, but I'll call it arc shot just so people don't get confused. If you can land the arc shot on the Rathian's head, then, or any monster's head, but particularly these wyverns that have a weak spot on the head, like the Rathian, like right there, we're actually critting her head with the arc shot. She's going to be very likely to get stunned, which is what just happened to her right there. And I could just kind of plug away at her at close range with quick shots, but I prefer to go in for the penetration and try to shoot through her head all the way to her tail. And look at this. We have the Anjanath who just showed up. This should actually be a pretty even matchup between the two of them. I would probably put my money on the Rathian just because she's higher level. But at any rate, I'm going to use my Gilly Mantle here to vanish away and hope that these two monsters just kind of beat the shit out of each other, because I want that Rathian to take a lot of damage. What's more likely to happen is that the Rathian will just kind of beat the crap out of that Anjanath, and I'll lose time on my quest. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see if he comes back. It looks like neither the Rathian nor the Anjanath are interested in engaging one another in this zone right now. But I believe that Rathian is enraged just based on the flames that are currently coming out of her mouth. And right now she can smell me, but she can't see me. So if I keep doing this, she'll probably lose her enrage, and it's much safer for me to engage her at that point. Or she might just run away. Yeah, she's gonna run. Okay, so right now I'm not really satisfied with the amount of damage I've done to Rathian. Especially not if I'm meant to hunt another monster here on the same mission. The mission time is, the cap is I believe 50 minutes. And if you don't complete the mission before that happens, then you will fail. But I believe the primary objective of this mission is actually just to hunt that Rathian. So when I kill her, the mission will effectively end. And I won't actually progress in my main story. So there we got kind of lucky, and we popped her out of the sky. She's not actually stunned right now, but she's definitely got messed up because she was plotting an attack, and I just interrupted her, and so I get rewarded for that. I'm actually going to try to spam some more arc shot on her head to try to chain that stun. The other option I had there was I could have gone in for a mount. I'll actually go in for a mount right now just to show you guys. Oop. Thankfully, she rolled into that poison cup pool that I exploded by accident. Actually, I take it back. I'm not going to go for a mount right now. It's a little too risky because she is, again, somewhat enraged. This is so ridiculous with the Palico who's got, it looks like a stroller, but it's actually like a tank. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Yeah, my cat just pulled out like a stroller and started shooting cannonballs at the beast, which is... It's quite an imagination from the dev team. I don't know. I personally really like the Palicos. Some people don't like cats. I don't really trust people that don't like cats, personally, just because I love them so much. I think the Palicos are awesome. It definitely adds like an element of whimsy to the series, which I can see why some people would complain about it because they want like realism. I don't think Monster Hunter is really the game for realism. If that's what you're looking for, you might as well play something else or wait for a different game to come out. It definitely has elements of realism, but I mean, obviously with the Palico pushing around a stroller and shooting cannonballs, I don't think that's really what they're going for. Okay, we got her knocked down again. I believe the best damage I can do on her tail is this penetrating round with close range coating. I'm really not the best position right there, but at least I'm getting in a little bit of damage on that tail, and it's the right kind of slicing damage that is actually going to cut it off. I'll probably end up getting her tail. We just got lucky with a stun right there. She's actually pretty jacked up right now. And this is gonna hit the tail a little bit. This is, okay, if I can pull this one off, it'll be perfectly aligned. And, no, I missed her head and just a little bit of the tail there. Normally I do better on those penetrating shots. Not really sure why I'm not doing better right now. Oh crap, I'm on fire and it's about to kill me. Oh wait, no, she actually didn't get me on fire right now. And the cat's gonna come in with a save, but I'm still gonna drink. Nope, actually there's Vigor Spray right here. Yeah, those cat heals are pretty OP, I think. I've been saved so many times by the Palico just from being stupid like that and getting healed like instantly. They really made this game beginner friendly with the Palicos. Like, I have hardly even customized my Palico at all, and she constantly saves me with those heals. Just riding those Vigor Wasps in. It's pretty cute, actually. So that's Rathalos. Yeah, he just showed up, and they kind of did the switcheroo, like some kind of play action, and I hardly even noticed them switch. The Rathian actually fled the same time the Rathalos showed up and tried to save her. So I'm just going to do my best to avoid him. I actually do have dung pods here, which means if they try to join forces and really damage me, I can dung pod the Rathian away and chase her, or I can dung pod the Rathalos and stay and continue to fight the Rathian by herself. I'm still waiting to encounter a beast for my main quest, but it's not happening. If you look at the bottom left, I'm tracking like 5 different monsters. Actually, 6 different monsters right now. Let me just see like which one. I don't even know, man. Maybe I'll just have this video hunting a high-level Rathian because it's just so confusing. There's actually 6 monsters on this map right now. And I'm not really sure which one I'm supposed to be hunting. I know that the optional quest is specifically for a Rathian. Oh, nice. What did we just break right there? It must have been her wing. I'm gonna shoot her tail. There we go. You just get it perfectly aligned like this. Ah, that one was better than usual. I'm surprised I'm not critting her harder. Oh, the Anjanath is back here. Okay, this is really chaotic, this mission. There's just so many creatures. Oh, apparently I'm wearing the ghillie mantle all this time? That shit is so bugged out. You may have noticed the model was really like bare bones and not textured a moment ago before I took that off. But yeah, my ghillie mantle is all on cooldown, which means I can't vanish away. And I think this Anjanath is just as interested in me as he is in the Rathian right now. So I'm going to have to be really careful and keep my distance. I'm actually going to switch to the power coating right now because I'm not going to be in close range. And I believe that... Oops, didn't mean to do that. I believe that when you're using the penetrating shot, the power coating is the most powerful selection you can make. Because even if you shoot the Rathian point blank range, like pointing your bow at her head, it's not going to deal max damage all the way through because her tail is further away than optimal range for close combat coating. If that makes any sense. Power coating, on the other hand, does max damage all the way through her body. And I just noticed that her tail was shot off. I think I did that. I don't think that the Anjanath is capable of shooting off her tail. So, I don't know if I got that on camera. I probably did. I just didn't notice. But yeah, you can see how easy it is to shoot off that Rathian's tail. All you've got to do is put in a significant amount of attention in the early part of the hunt to actually penetrating that tail, and it will kind of just come off naturally. If you wait too long to start damaging the tail, a lot of the time you'll just straight up kill her before the tail comes off. That's a common beginner mistake. And there's really no reason to not go for the tail because it is useful in a lot of crafting, and it's just extra materials you get. Now, you'll see that when I carve that tail, damn, this Anjanath is really pissed off. He's about to kill me. When I carved the tail, I didn't actually get the tail item. I got a Rathian Plate Plus, I believe. Come on, give me my Vigor Wasp. But because I chopped the tail, even though I didn't carve it, it's still available to me at the reward screen to actually receive it when the quest ends. Now, they split up again. I'm just going to make sure I get all the stuff that Rathian dropped, which was a Wyvern Tear and the Scale. And then I got the plate off the tail chop. Yeah, freaking Anjanath just keeps interfering with me. Oftentimes, if you don't pick up those items that she leaves behind from being broken, they will just disappear before she leaves the zone. So a lot of cases, you actually need to stop the content, or stop the hunt rather, and pick up those items or dung bomb her away, something of the sort, before they despawn. Okay, so we're still in our power coating, and she currently is aggroed on Figgy, so I'm gonna go for a power shot penetrating round right out of the sky. It did knock her down, and probably the most damage I can do at this point is quick shot combined with arcing shot or arc shot using my close range coating, and that's because when she gets up from this, there's a high probability that she's going to get stunned again because of all this arc shot rain, especially with this Wriggly Itchy, that bug that I picked up. I can just spam that shit all day, and that's what I'm gonna do right here. So she's kind of resting right now. It's a really bad time for her to rest because she's getting crit on the head by the arc shot, and she is just about ready to go down. which means that this optional quest is probably just going to end right here with the Rathian dying, which is not what I was expecting. I'm supposed to find a new monster in this zone. Maybe I gotta play multiple optional quests before he shows up, but that's fine. I'm still gonna post this video anyways because it shows you guys what a high rank Rathian looks like in Monster Hunter World. I believe Rathian and Rathalos and Diablos are all first generation monsters, which means they were in the original Monster Hunter. So it's not new for you veteran players, but this game is so different. I mean, just looking at the amount of ecosystem changes, the fact that the other monsters will actually interfere with your hunts in this game is new to Monster Hunter World. And you can see this is kind of the max potential of the bow, is when the monster's really tired and you just chain stun them like that. Not only is it a huge amount of damage for the bow user, but the chain stun is also going to allow your allies to beat the crap out of the monster while it's stunned. Okay, so Rathalos just showed up here, and is my Gilly Mantle off cooldown yet? I think he's actually fighting her, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just look closer here. No, so far, he's totally after me. He might accidentally hit her. Oh, here we go. Gilly Mantle just came off cooldown. Are they fighting each other? I just don't know. It kind of looks like they're just lunging around. Yeah, he's not fighting her. So perhaps Rathalos heard her cries and he came to help. Makes me feel kind of bad about myself. So I think the right move here is to first eat a ration, and then I'm going to dung bomb one of them, because I'd rather not fight both at the same time. Or Rathian's just going to leave. Yeah, she just left. So that's my cue to just follow her. Now we're doing plenty good on time so far, as if our intention is to only hunt the Rathian by herself. I keep saying Rathian, Rathian, it's the same thing. I always said Rathian, but the voice actors in this game pronounce it Rathian. So I'll say Rathian, just so people don't get confused. But yeah, I am not going to confront both of them at the same time, and at this stage, I probably could go kill that Rathalos and then finish off the Rathian for the quest before I run out of time, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I was really hunting something else here besides the Rathian, and he decided to not show himself on this quest, so maybe I'll just I'll record another video when I encounter this new monster for the first time that's part of my main quest. I'm going to try a different strat here, which is to shoot through both of her wings. Ooh, wow, that's actually really effective. This might be better damage than shooting head to tail. I'm just not sure. Oh, right in the head. I think her weakest point is the head. Ah, she's going to leave again. Come down here. So she dropped something. I probably broke her other wing. Wyvern Tear. I think you only get Wyvern Tears when you're just beating the crap out of the monster. Maybe it just happens a chance to drop when you break something, but I feel like they start to cry like that when you're really dominating them and they're just trying to get away from you. Some of you guys may know that I am a vegan in real life. I'm actually pretty strict. And I get shit from my friends, or I'm sure people will give me crap. Why you play Monster Hunter? Monster Hunter is like a totally anti-vegan game, and it is like the most anti-vegan game you can play. And I definitely am conflicted about that, but you know, some people draw the line at honey, some people draw the line at yeast. I draw the line at Monster Hunter. I'll probably explain in future recordings how I justify it logistically. But it's really, I mean, it's a game. It does make me feel bad, though, that I'm chasing down this monster and she's crying the whole time. Like, that's... I mean, you're supposed to only be hunting the monsters because they're a threat, and they're threatening your village or whatever, or they're trying to kill you, just straight up self-defense. I don't really feel like it this time, because I brought the Thunderbow, and her mate is trying to save her, and I'm chasing her down. She's trying to get away. This one is definitely a hunt. Make no mistake. But it's okay. None of that body's going to go to waste. I'm not going to eat her remains. I only eat the veggie platter at the canteen. So, guilt-free. Right? I'm not the only vegan that plays this game. All right. So this should, I think she's gone to her nest now to try to sleep, which means this is going to be the last zone that I encounter her in. Now, normally, if I was trying to race the clock, oops, I forgot my inventory's full. Or if I'm trying to, I don't know, I guess racing the clock would be the only reason. Or maybe you're scared of the amount of damage she might do and her enrage right before she dies. You can put down barrel bombs or a trap here. Oh, hold on now. What's going on? Rathalos is guarding her as she sleeps. My goodness. Damn. This Rathalos is very protective. So, I'm actually just going to dung him away. Now, Rathian is... she is restoring her HP right now. That's what happens when she naps and when she eats. I think that it's probably hard-coded in this quest for the Rathalos to try to defend her. I'm just not going to deal with him. Oh, is she woken? Yeah, she just woke up. Man, he really ruined my plans there, didn't he? I was going to show you guys the barrel bomb and maybe a shock trap too, but Rathalos is just making it very difficult for me. And she is woken up and raged. I've never actually encountered this dynamic before between the two of them. In past games, they would fight together like that, but nothing like this. Oh, did I accidentally trigger that waterfall? I think I did. Either I did or she did. Oh, and she got sucked down there accidentally. Damn. I don't know how much damage she takes from that. Probably a lot. And I don't think that the monster can be killed by environmental things like that. Oh, I might be able to slash her. Oh, I just missed. No, she was definitely stunned by that waterfall. This might actually kill her right here. Oh. One more. One more. Oh. Another? Wow, she has more HP than I thought. Oh man, this is brutal. She got stunned again. Okay, we're gonna go in for the close range and just spam the quick shot / arc shot on her. Hopefully get a stun. Nope. Nope, she's enraged this whole time, seems. Wow. Yeah, and you can't mess around with these high rank quests. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people use much more powerful weapons than I'm using right now to do. I think this is Hunter rank 11. But I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job of damaging her, and she's still not dead. It's been quite a while now. So doing 2 monsters on these Hunter rank 11 with my gear, that is going to be somewhat difficult. Just because of the time constraints, I think. There she goes. Okay, so we didn't encounter this monster for my main quest, who is kind of... He's not been revealed yet. I don't know his name, and I don't know what he looks like, which is the exciting part. I don't want to spoil it. But, hey, at the very least, we got the Rathian Plus items, so I can make high-rank gear with this. And I did manage to get her tail as well. The Rathian Scale Plus. Rathian Scale Plus should get 3 carves, sometimes 4. The Rathian Webbing. And that's it. Oh, I kind of regret not hunting that Rathalos since he made himself such an easy target. But I think we're going to call it here. I was kind of hoping to encounter this new creature and get that on camera for you guys. But hey, I figured I'm playing a crap load of Monster Hunter, so I may as well make some content. Hope you guys enjoy this, and let me know what you want to see. I definitely intend to post games outside of Monster Hunter in the near future. I'm kind of, you could say I'm back in gaming just because I've kind of rediscovered why I made gaming videos in the first place, and I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. So thank you guys for watching if you've made it this far. It's good to see you again, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.